imposing presence that is Aroldis Chapman materializing from the new bullpens under the bleachers here at Wrigley Field as the former Cub, their closer last year when they won the World Series, jogs in towards the infield to try to nail it down for the Yankees here tonight. More baseball action coming your way this week. Giants and Mets with Jacob deGrom on the mound. Matt Moore for the Giants tomorrow night. Cardinals and Marlins Wednesday. And 1 week from tonight, one of the best teams in baseball, the Astros, against another one of the best teams so far, the Yankees, on the night that Derek Jeter will have his jersey number 2 retired at Yankee Stadium. Should be a fun night. Here's Chapman.
Back with the Yankees, and it has been a successful return. ERA under 1, whip under 1, the strikeout to walk ratio outstanding. Still doing it with that electric fastball that will routinely be over 100 miles an hour. They'll throw that over 70% of the time, but this year actually using the slider and the changeup a little more, with a little more frequency than he has in past years. The first pitch at 98 in the heart of the plate.
Re-signed to a 5-year deal in the offseason by the Yankees. We documented the path that he has taken over the last couple of years, going from Yankees to Cubs and then back to Yankees. Addison Russell leads it off. John Jay on deck. Wilson Contreras behind him. The Cubs need base runners. Had the tying run at the plate in the 8th inning for both Rizzo and Zobrist, but Dellin Betances got the outs he needed to hand the ball to Chapman. The Cubs held to 1 run on 5 hits tonight. The only run on a home run by Javi Baez. Slider just outside. With the Cubs, that includes his postseason numbers. Remember how much he pitched in games 5, 6, and 7 of the World Series. Day off between 5 and 6, but he threw 97 pitches in those 3 games. Pitched a lot in game 6. Gave up the lead in game 7. Was critical of Joe Maddon in the aftermath. It all worked out in the end for the Cubs, of course, as they won it in the 10th inning of game 7. Full count on Russell. Walked him. As we mentioned on Friday, when Chapman came back to Wrigley Field, he received his World Series ring from last year, getting hugs from Rizzo and Hayward and the rest of his teammates and Joe Maddon. No hard feelings on what Chapman said, I guess, in the offseason to Maddon presenting him with his ring. Not there along with ownership and management, a ring that, of course, had, not of course, but we found out, had 108 diamonds in it. For every year since the Cubs last won the World Series.
I think what gets lost in that great game 7 against the Indians is Chapman's performance when he gave up the lead and was clearly out of gas and on fumes, and he basically went to the slider to get the heart of the Indians order out to give them a chance to eventually win it in extras.
Struggling a little bit here with his command. Walked the leadoff batter. Now, Chapman gave up the lead in game 7 of the World Series in the 8th inning, when Rajai Davis hit that home run. He came back out and got through the 9th inning. The Indians came up in a tie game in the 9th inning of Game 7 of the World Series. A run wins it, and Chapman was on fumes at that point, but somehow got through that inning.
And I think he threw like 7 or 8 or maybe even 9 sliders in a row, clearly out of gas. And right now just struggling ever so slightly with that command. Got ahead of Addison Russell 0-2 before losing him, and now 2 strikes to Jay, but he's run it back to even.
Didn't pitch yesterday, got the save Friday. Into center field, a base hit. And the first 2 men have reached for the Cubs, which will bring the tying run to the plate. Wilson Contreras, who might have just tried to make amends with Joe West. Remember last time he walked away from the plate and kind of glared at him for a pitch that certainly appeared to be a strike. He said something to Joe West just as he got up there.
I guarantee you he's since seen the replay and knows that it was really right down the middle of the plate, and probably is coming clean on that. Hey, I saw it, my bad. And Joe kind of gave him a subtle okay. Still not sure about you.
2 on, nobody out, tying run at the plate. Ball 1.
K-Zone had it as a strike, and you could tell with Chapman's reaction, he wanted it called as well.
Part of it, though, is he's been so inconsistent with his command this inning and missed the spot so badly that Romine had to really work across to catch that ball and didn't catch it very well.
There's a strike on the corner, 1-1. Cubs 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position tonight. Albert Almora is on deck in the pitcher spot. Contreras didn't like it, but he's not going to say anything. 1-2.
A few weeks ago I talked to Austin Romine, and he was saying how he would love to frame some of Aroldis Chapman pitches. The last 2 pitches, he's done an excellent job with that.
Yeah, that pitch was definitely a ball or so off the plate, and they get the call. We haven't seen Joe West very much call pitches off the plate. That one certainly was.
Swing and a miss to get him 1 down.
One of the better fastballs he's thrown. They want it down in the strike zone, down outer half, 100 miles an hour. Good, just nice angle on that pitch, and the first one of the few that he's really commanded here. A big first out in getting Contreras.
So here is Albert Almora Jr. hitting .283 in 60 at bats as he takes up and away ball 1. Got some pop, got a lot of ability, tremendous defensive outfielder, and the Cubs feel, Joe Maddon specifically, feel that he's really got a ton of upside offensively. Still coming into his own. Nothing like not being in the starting lineup and taking a BP, say 5 hours ago on a freezing cold night, and then being asked to come off the bench against Aroldis Chapman.
Yeah, but I will say it helps that the first couple of pitches you've gotten a swing out of the way, and you're only at 1-1 right now, so you're at least into the flow of the game now.
Slider just misses,
and now you're ahead in the count. And I think if you're Almora, you're picking one side of the plate. I think you look elevated on the outer half, because if then he throws the slider or something soft off of that, you're in position to handle it, because that's where a mistake will come from.
Liner to center and down for a base hit. Russell's going to come in to score. On his way to third is Jay, and it's 4-2.
Well, this is a real poised quality at bat from Almora off the bench. And this is exactly where that fastball is. It's on the outer half, a little bit elevated. And that's right where he's looking. That's more in the heart of the plate. And he just rifles it back through the middle. And now is the tying run at first base. As Baez comes up, Almora with a high five from Brandon Hyde over there at first. A quality at bat.
So the tying run is at first. The winning run is at the plate. And it's Javier Baez, who's already homered tonight. Chapman's already thrown 19 pitches. He's gotten one out. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
And remember, Baez, after his last strikeout, 99 up in the zone, he came limping off with that front foot.
And now this is just the battle of, can Baez control the strike zone? Can he lay off the high fastball out of the zone? The breaking ball is down and out of the zone now that he's behind in the count.
Couldn't lay off there, and it's 0-2.
And that's a great job by Romine and Chapman of understanding who's at the plate. They're ahead in the count now. Now they can start playing with the fastball. 100 miles an hour up around the letters. They know that's a good place to go. And now a couple of pitches here where they can work the outskirts of the zone.
Runner goes from first. Pitch swung on, fouled back by Baez.
And he would have had that stolen easily. Obviously, Baez with 2 strikes has to go after pitches in the zone there, but that would have got the tying run to second base, as he had a huge jump off of Chapman, basically ignoring him over there.
A run in for the Cubs here in the bottom of the 9th. Tying run at first, winning run at the plate with a 1 out. Chapman's given up 2 hits and a walk amongst the 4 batters that he has faced. 0-2 again, upstairs. Runner holding put this time at first base. All fastballs so far in this at bat to Baez.
And I would challenge one more time up and out of the zone and see if he has the discipline again to lay off it. And then if he does, go down and away with that fastball where he's less likely to do damage with.
Chapman to walk, Russell to begin the inning. John Jay with a base hit. Contreras struck out. Then Albert Almora comes off the bench with a pinch hit RBI single. 4-2. And the Cubs still battling here in the bottom of the 9th. 1-2. Up and away. Frustration from Chapman. Snapping his glove at that return throw. And 24 pitches already, and a lot of work left to be done. They start to chant Baez's name over and over here at Wrigley. Runner goes, pitch popped up foul and back out of play.
There's a look at the last time in the regular season that he's blown a save. 16 straight he's converted, as Baez has worked him now to a 2-2 count.
Foul Fouled back again.
A good job of staying back on that slider right there. First off-speed pitch he's thrown to Baez in this at bat, and Baez able to keep the hands back long enough to spoil it. And another bonus is now you've at least seen that. You've had 4, 5, 6 pitches to time up that fastball, and now you've at least seen what his secondary pitch looks like.
8th pitch of the at bat, Chapman and Baez. Runner goes. Base hit through the left side. Almora coming around to third, and the Cubs are within a run.
What did we talk about early in this game for Javi Baez? It's about controlling the strike zone. And on both hits tonight, the homer earlier, he laid off pitches to extend the at bat before he gets a mistake to drive it out. Here he falls behind 0-2, lays off a couple of pitches he's prone to chase, and eventually is able to get a piece of that slider, a pitch that he saw prior. He gets enough of the barrel on it to roll it through the hole. A big time at bat there from Javi Baez.
2 runs across, tying run at third with 1 out in the 9th inning, and the batter is Kyle Schwarber. Ooh, a big hack and a foul back. Schwarber 2 for 3 with a walk tonight. 0 for 2 in his career against Chapman, both strikeouts. Almora, pretty good speed at third, representing the tying run. No swing.
And at some point, I would think maybe Chapman might want to throw over to first again one more time, just to put that thought in the Cubs and Baez's mind as the winning run over there at first base. You don't want him just taking off while you completely ignore.
There he goes. Strike 2 called, and Baez into second. Meanwhile, Almora very active at third base. Headley playing way off the bag, and Almora getting way down the line on every pitch.
Well, now that forces this Yankee infield to come in. The double play was in order up until that point, but with Baez now out at second, they're going to try and cut off that tying run.
Swing and a miss by Schwarber for a big second out.
Well, just a great job by Chapman there, who's been erratic with his command in this inning. He paints a fastball down and away for strike 1, gets the foul on the second pitch, and then climbs the ladder with the fastball and blows it by him.
And now with Bryant up and Rizzo next, don't they have to put Bryant on? They're going to talk about it. As long as you trust Chapman to throw strikes, don't you put Bryant on and pitch to Rizzo? The winning run's already at second.
Yeah,
you got to do this.
Absolutely,
right?
And especially when you consider that Rizzo's in the funk that he is right now at the plate. I think this is a no-brainer. They're going to talk to him. I don't think they'll even give him the decision. I think they're just going to out there and say, all right, let's put him on, and how do we want to attack Anthony Rizzo?
Rizzo's strikeouts tonight coming on a fastball in, a fastball up in the zone. He had a strikeout against the slider, but we saw his own frustration, and I mean, there's a lot going on upstairs for Anthony Rizzo right now.
Interpreter out there along with Ray Rothschild to talk to Chapman. Big gathering on the mound, all the infielders. 2 runs in. Now, if they were going to intentionally walk him, we'll know it very soon. You drop the bat, you go down to first the way that it is right now.
Wow.
But it doesn't look like it, huh?
Wow. This is surprising.
So they will pitch to Bryant. Tying run at third, winning run at second, 2 down in the ninth. Off the glove of Romine, but not far enough away for Almora to risk it.
I wonder at which point they'll put him on, because clearly they can't go after Bryant here.
Well, and with him already having thrown 32 pitches, do you want him to throw now 3 more before having to face Rizzo, if that's where it's eventually headed?
Well, that's another thing you risk too, though, with his stuff. If you're just challenging outside the zone, you risk that wild pitch as well.
Swing and a miss, 1-1. Tyler Clippard, to back up in the bullpen, was up a couple of innings ago. Bryant in his career 0 for 2. 1 strikeout, 1 walk against Chapman. Rizzo's had a lot more experience against him. 3 for 14, 6 strikeouts. Doesn't get the call.
Well, this is a strike. This is in K zone. It definitely catches plenty of the top of the strike zone and just on the outer half, but
well, that elevated fastball is exactly where Chris Bryant likes to swing, and I imagine they stay there.
Season high in pitches now for Chapman. 3-1.
now you got to put him on.
And they will. But he threw 4 extra pitches to get there. And now it'll be Rizzo. It's a lot of drama for a baseball game in May, don't you think? Yankees and Cubs.
Fans on their feet. The weather feels like October.
And as mentioned, the numbers for Rizzo against Chapman. A lot of that, of course, Rizzo a Cub, Chapman a Red. That's why they know each other so well. Tying run Almora at third, winning run Baez at second, Bryant is at first, Rizzo and Chapman. Hit him in the arm, and that brings in the tying run, and Rizzo in a lot of pain.
When you saw him say forearm, which I think is probably at least a good sign. He mouthed forearm as to where it got him, which hopefully it caught him the meaty part of the forearm. But that's another thing that Rizzo brings to the table. As much as he crowds the plate, this is always in play. Him getting hit by a pitch, and with the bases loaded, they've tied the game.
And that's all for Chapman. He may have been a Cub and a guy they loved last year. He's not that now as they usher him off the field here at Wrigley. What a crazy bottom of the ninth. The Cubs scoring 3 runs to tie it. Tyler Clippard on his way into the game for the Yankees.
Advanced technology, durability, adorability, and baby softness. Maybe not. It takes a lot to save a galaxy, but most of all it takes confidence. That's why there's Hanes with Fresh IQ Advanced Odor Protection Technology. It's the smart way to stay fresh enough to take on the whole stinking universe. Marvel Studios' Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 in theaters May 5th.
Getting food to hungry older Americans cannot stop, and it won't. Hey, these are our parents and our grandparents out there. Let's start talking about how we can really get to the root of the problem.
Hey, we hear you. Fighting hunger doesn't stop here. I'm working with AARP Foundation's Drive to End Hunger team to change the national conversation around hunger, bring experts together, and make programs better than ever. If you don't think we're in this together, when you think AARP, then you don't know ARP. Learn more at aarp.org/possibilities.
We just got the keys to our new house. Got the keys.
This is exciting. We've got our own house. Yay! I'm sorry. You like it here, Maddie?
I love you.
I love you too.
New Roundup for Lawns has arrived to put unwelcome lawn weeds to rest. So draw the line. Roundup for Lawns is formulated to kill lawn weeds to the root without harming a single blade of grass. Draw the line with Roundup for Lawns.
A blown save for Aroldis Chapman. The Cubs have scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. The bases are loaded with 2 down as Chapman makes way for Tyler Clippard to face Ben Zobrist.
Clippard a part of that excellent bullpen. Fastball low 90s. Changeup is #1 pitch. He'll cut the fastball and make that changeup a split even at times.
Ball 1. Winning run at third base, Javier Baez. The Cubs scoring 3 runs on 3 hits, 2 walks, 1 of them intentional, and a hit batter. Anthony Rizzo, one of the more painful RBIs he's ever picked up. Still rubbing that left forearm. 100-mile-an-hour fastball from Chapman. Pitch to hit there for Zobrist, and he knows it.
He stayed back really nice on that changeup from Clippard in the heart of the plate as we look at more outstanding numbers from a Yankees reliever. Whip below 1, outstanding ERA, and strikeout to walk ratio. But the Cubs have got to this pen and Chapman tonight.
Baez down the line at third, trying to distract Clippard. Ground ball to second. Castro has it, and we're going to extra innings at Wrigley. Clippard gets out of it. Chapman blows the save. We're all tied up at 4.
Let me guess, you left your wallet in your other pants.
Yes, and I need to get some cash right away. I can't be late to the game.
Do you have the Wells Fargo mobile app on your phone?
Yes.
You can use it to get a one-time access code to get cash at our ATMs.
Oh, that's better. Thank you so much. You know the team needs me.
Of course they do.
No, seriously, they can't win without me.
Really? No, relax, babe. I've got T-Mobile. It's all unlimited, so I've got unlimited access to all things MLB.
Are you sure that means all things?
Yeah, totally. Oh. Good morning, Bryce.
Dude, what time is it?
Funny filter time. Say something funny. I'm not that funny. Yeah, still kind of funny.
Thanks.
I got unlimited
All right.
data, so we can just keep going
Thanks.
if you want.
That's how he wakes up.
I know.
Like perfectly coiffed. T-Mobile One. Stream, post, and share all things MLB on the most advanced LTE network. Unlimited data means unlimited baseball.
Hi guys, it's great to be here.
In the desert.
At the mall.
On the mountain.
At school. At the beach. In the Big Easy.
Yeah.
Today I want to show you guys the next-gen Chevy Equinox. What do you think?
That's pretty.
Pretty sexy.
It's all-wheel drive. Look at that.
It looks aggressive.
But not overbearing. It's not too big, not too small.
Looks like it could go off-roading. At the same time, it looks like a car you could take to a nice event.
You can dress it up or dress it down.
Seems like the perfect car for anybody.
I would take it anywhere.
I want one.
I love it.
She's a bad mamma jamma.
Chevy stepped their game up.
I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me.
Start your Sunday with a story. E60, Sundays at 9 on ESPN.
Saturday, IndyCar heads to Indianapolis. Drivers gear up and get ready for a 14-turn thriller on the greatest racetrack in the world. The IndyCar Grand Prix of Indianapolis, Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern on ABC.
Sunday night baseball on ESPN, and what a ball game between the Yankees and the Cubs. Aroldis Chapman hitting Anthony Rizzo with the bases loaded to tie it up as the Cubs scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th to force extra innings. Painful RBI for Anthony Rizzo. Back out defensively in the top of the 10th. Cubs have won 5 games this year when trailing by 3 or more runs, tied for the most in the majors. They have tied this one to force extra innings. And we have a number of changes for the Cubs, including Wade Davis into the game to pitch.
Yeah, the new Cubs closer, he has been phenomenal so far this year. Yet to give up an earned run. Whip outstanding strikeout to walk ratio. He does it with a mid-90s fastball, a cutter that'll throw about 1/3 of the time, and a curveball that he's throwing at the highest rate of his career, about 25% of the time.
There's the curveball in for a strike to Brett Gardner. Changes for the Cubs. Albert Almora Jr. stays in the game in center field. John Jay moves from center to right. Ben Zobrist out of the game. Wade Davis in Zobrist's spot. Pitcher spot, by the way, due up 4th for the Yankees this inning. It'll be Gardner, Ellsbury, Hicks, and then if it gets beyond that, a pinch hitter in the pitcher spot. Yankees try to sweep, but if they're going to do it, they're going to have to work overtime here tonight after the Cubs force extra innings. Cold weather probably, well, definitely, as we can see looking around the ballpark, send some people home. But you get the feeling there are people in their cars headed back north or south to wherever they live, saying, Cub fans saying, oh man, what was I doing leaving this one early? What a rally in the bottom of the 9th. Some clutch hits for the Cubs as Gardner takes strike 3 call.
Well, just pinpoint after that first pitch curveball that he just flipped over for a strike. He went to painting with the cutter, a couple of cut fastballs in on the inside corner and then backdoor on the outside corner, and he just walked off knowing I've stuck this pitch on the corner for the first out of the 10th inning.
Wade Davis picked up an offseason deal from Kansas City with Jorge Soler going the other way, immediately stepping into the closer's role. Here is Jacoby Ellsbury, who hit a 2-run homer in the 8th for the Yankees. Looked like just insurance, giving them more than they would need. Made it 4-1 at the time. Ellsbury 2 for 4 on the night. The home run is 4th on the season. Wade Davis has not given up an earned run this year and has really had a remarkable run over the last 3+ seasons. His ERA is barely over 1.10, and you would expect this, that some of the game's great closers have the best ERAs, but he's the best of the best in terms of ERA over the last 3+ years. That was a pretty good group right there with what was it, Britton and Chapman
Miller
and Miller.
Chapman, yeah. Heard of those guys.
Started off with Tampa Bay, started off as a starter with Tampa Bay back in 2009. Never really found it as a starter. It was when he was converted to a reliever in 2012 at his best year. Went back to the rotation in 13 with Kansas City and then became a full-time reliever in 2014 and has strung together some remarkable years. Out there in short sleeves on this frigid night, trying to find the strike zone against Ellsbury. That one's going to leave a mark, as they say, as Rizzo flexes, opens and closes his left fist, trying to shake off what is obvious discomfort in that left forearm.
You really just hope that it caught a lot of the meat and the muscle and not part of that bone. As you can see, that swelling already.
Wow.
Full count on Ellsbury. Nasty cutter, 2 down.
You know, the way he sets up this cut fastball, because he had gone up in the zone the pitch prior, and then the location, bottom of the zone, and watch the depth of this pitch. So a lot of times that cut fastball will cut, but for Wade Davis, he also has the depth on the pitch. So for Ellsbury, he's trying to bring his hands in like he did on the home run, but it just drops down below his bat.
Nasty. I mean, that is just nasty.
2 down, bases empty. Aaron Hicks. Hicks tonight, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Has never had any success against Davis. As you can see, 0 for 9, 3 strikeouts. Has been incredibly productive this year in the opportunities in which he's been given as a Yankee, as he swings and pops it foul out of play. Comes into this at bat with 64 at bats on the season. He's got 6 home runs and an OPS over 1100. Cubs with 3 in the bottom of the 9th off a Aroldis Chapman to tie it.
And I think Joe West is just saying you need to be a little more efficient getting your bat after he broke that other bat and put a little extra sticky on it before he came up.
On the corner, 1-2.
I mean, there really hasn't been a good pitch to hit for a Yankee this inning. He's either been out of the zone or been painting on both sides, primarily with the fastball and the cut fastball.
And it's not fair to compare for Chapman tonight, but for Cubs fans to get a look at Wade Davis off of the performance of Aroldis Chapman and the fact that he was a Cub last year. They did not go out and sign him, but they went and got this guy who doesn't get as much attention as Chapman, but I believe is better. And tonight showing that.
A pitch away from striking out the side. Got Gardner looking, got Ellsbury swinging. Yes, he did. Down to first. Inning over. Wade Davis strikes out the side in the top of the 10th. Cubs coming up.
Take your time, take your time, take your time. No need to hurry. Take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. No need to hurry. No slipping, no sliding.
The Corona can always finds its beach.
Is this my car? State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Is this my car?
This is ridiculous!
This is ridiculous. Ah!
From car insurance to car loans, State Farm is here to help life go right.
They were always side by side, but trapped in the friend zone until finally they got together.
Check it out.
I'm talking about the taco and burrito. Double the seasoned beef, shredded cheese, and crunchy chips. The new loaded taco burrito, just $1.49, only at Taco Bell.
Well, heading to the bottom of the 9th, the Cubs were down 3 and facing Aroldis Chapman. But John Jay with a base hit, pushing Addison Russell to second, and out later, Albert Almora came up as a pinch hitter, lined an RBI single into center, made it 4-2. Javier Baez comes up, single into left, brings in a run, makes it 4-3. After an intentional walk to Chris Bryant, bases loaded, 2 down, first pitch from Chapman hits Anthony Rizzo in the forearm, forcing home the tying run and signaling the end of Chapman's night.
What also really impressed me in that inning is Addison Russell fell behind 0-2 before working the walk. John Jay's hit was with 2 strikes. Javi Baez fell behind 0-2, 2-strike hit. A lot of quality championship type at bats from the Cubs lineup against Chapman.
Clippard back for the 10th. Russell leads it off for the Cubs. He'll be followed by Jay and Contreras. Yankees looking for a sweep and their 5th consecutive win overall. Cubs looking to get back to 3 games over and move into a tie with Cincinnati. The Reds won earlier tonight. And it's quickly 0-2 on Russell.
And the Reds sitting back in Cincinnati liking the fact that the Yankees are getting into their pen. Chapman threw
35, 36.
Yeah.
So he won't pitch tomorrow.
Cincinnati's probably saying play all night.
Yep.
As are the Rockies.
Yep. Cubs heading to Colorado. Baez with a big night, a homer, a big RBI single in the bottom of the 9th. One and 2 the count. Swing and a miss. Good fastball from Clippard. 1 down.
Well, with Russell, you can challenge him with good fastballs at the top of the strike zone. And that's what they do here. They get to 2 strikes and he just lets his best fastball rip the top of the zone. Too much for Russell, who's a better low ball hitter on the fastball. Throws it right by him.
Here's John Jay. Carl Edwards Jr. up for the Cubs. If they can't win it here. Low strike, 0-2.
This lit up the K zone, but that's Tyler Clippard can repeat this location, which is really the bottom of the knee and away. Be a tough pitch to hit.
Got him with a high changeup up and out of the zone. Back-to-back strikeouts for Clippard.
Sometimes a bad pitch can turn out to be a good one. This is that's more of the split, and he wants to obviously bury that thing down and away, and it just gets away, but it never comes down. It looks like it's probably going to be a hanger to Jay, but it just never tumbles down, stays up for the second out of this inning.
Here's Wilson Contreras. Contreras 0 for 4 with a couple of strikeouts tonight. Yankees have gone through Severino, Betances, Chapman, now Clippard. The Cubs have used Lester, Grimm, and Davis. Braving the cold, hoping the Cubs can find a way to salvage the final game of this series.
I think it's actually might be a little warmer now than it was early in this game because the winds died down a little bit. No?
You're sitting on a heating pad, may I remind you.
Thanks for mentioning that, Dan.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to give away any secrets or anything, but you're plugged in over there. I'm not implying I'm not sitting on the heat.
I might have to turn this thing off. Actually,
Yeah.
it's getting a little
getting
toasty.
A little toasty. And it's cold. And you got to toque it up.
And I got the hand warmer.
Yeah. I'm bald. I get a free pass here, right?
Yeah, you are.
Yep. Two. Now Mora on deck if the inning continues. 2 down, bases empty, full count on Contreras. Got him. Swing and a miss through a changeup that takes Contreras to a knee. Clippard strikes out the side. We're going to the 11th in Chicago.
Here is my handle and here is my spout.
When I get all steamed up, then I shout.
Tip me over and pour me out. Oh.
It only takes a moment to make a moment.
Cheers. Take time to be a dad today.
How do you become America's best-selling brand?
You're not gonna make it.
Do you think you can make it?
Make it every time.
Nice.
Going further to keep drivers moving freely. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand.
Heineken tastes perfect every single time, and that doesn't happen by accident. It takes 15 years to become a Heineken brewmaster, almost as long as it took me to master this look.
She came to meet a man. She found an angel. Cuckoo, da-da-da-da. What's his name now? Cuckoo, da-da-da-da.
Still practicing. It takes 15 years to become a Heineken brewmaster. There's more behind the star.
At shortstop, number 2, Derek Jeter. Number 2.
That will be very special for Yankee fans. 1 week from tonight, the retirement of Derek Jeter's number 2. Sunday Night Baseball next week. Coverage begins with a baseball tonight at 6:30 as the Astros take on the Yankees in the Bronx.
Well, last swing, last inning. Contreras, watch his backswing as he comes around, and watch Austin Romine get tagged hard in the arm. And you see the big, huge follow through, and even as Contreras comes to his knee, but he comes back. Romine clearly in pain.
Romine looking okay for the moment as you see him in the dugout. New pitcher for the Cubs, Carl Edwards Jr. Chris Carter leads it off for the Yankees.
Another one of the outstanding relievers for the Cubs, and off to a great start this year. Outstanding ERA, strikeout to walk ratio phenomenal. Mid-90s fastball and a big curveball.
Joe West says he went around.
Yeah, 2 pitches now. Fastballs up and out of the zone that Carter kind of half swings at. Can't hold up.
Carter, Castro, and then a pinch hitter in the pitcher spot for the Yankees. Remaining bench players: Rob Refsnyder, Gary Sanchez, Ronald Torreyes. Chased a breaking ball down and away, fooled badly for the first out.
Well, After challenging up in the zone with a lot of high fastballs, he just bounces that curveball, and Carter just never saw any of these pitches real well. Not close to that. Another strikeout here from a relief pitcher in this game.
And nobody's made contact in extra innings yet. 7 batters and 7 strikeouts. Here's Castro. Gary Sanchez out on the on-deck circle to pinch hit in the pitcher spot for the Yankees. Sanchez, of course, did late last season a lot of the types of things that Aaron Judge is doing early this season. He went around. Everybody wanted an appeal on that play.
Such a good location too for that curveball because of where he puts his fastball in that same spot. And you see right there as Castro does come around.
I got a little cutting action. Those last 2 fastballs that Edwards Jr.'s thrown, 97, that one at 96, and that good just little run, little cut to it. Stuff is electric.
How about Starlin Castro going a little Manny Ramirez old school, right? Asking for an appeal on his own swing to first base.
Little Manny, little Adrian Beltre.
I still don't get it. If they don't ask for an appeal, you didn't swing. Why would you ask for an appeal? And it did look like he went around.
Well, because you know it's coming. You know the appeal's coming. Hey, you're just going to beat him to the punch a little bit and maybe take it out of the home plate. You don't want that home plate umpire ringing you up.
Got him. 2 down.
Oh, another one of those just kind of running, cutting fastballs at 97 miles an hour, exactly where Contreras wanted it. He set up off the plate away. He cuts loose with that fastball that starts on the corner and just kind of cuts or runs just a little bit off the plate, and another hitter here in extra innings blown away.
And Sanchez, who was out in the on-deck circle, not going to come up to hit. It'll be Ref Snyder. So I guess Sanchez was out there in case there was a man on, and with nobody on base, 2 down, Sanchez not asked to hit. The other possibility, but it doesn't appear to be one because Romine is there, as if Romine were shaken up. Sanchez would have to go into the game to catch, but they could figure it out probably. Even if he pinch hit, they could get him in there defensively.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it's just about, I guess, wanting to hold back your one extra catcher, but I mean, with nobody on, I mean, your chance at popping a run here is with Sanchez there and hit the ball out of the ballpark. So a little surprising that they did call him back.
Two under F. Snyder.
Carl Edwards Jr. wearing out that left side of the plate to these righties. Let's see if he goes back there again. The fastball.
He did, and he got him looking, says Joe West. Edwards strikes out the side. And we'll go to the bottom of the 11th. Almora, Baez, and Schwarber coming up for the Cubs.
Viagra single packs, so guys with ED can take Viagra when they need it.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension. Your blood pressure could drop to an unsafe level. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra single packs.
For millions of people who suffer from lower back pain, finding relief can seem almost as painful. Finally, the search is over. Drug-free Aleve Direct Therapy, a TENS device with high-intensity power that uses technology once only available in doctors' offices. Its smart wireless design lets you control its intensity for deep, penetrating relief at the source. The power of relief is in your hands. Aleve Direct Therapy. Find yours in the pain relief aisle.
A naturally aspirated 5-liter V8 engine. A 10-speed direct shift transmission. A meticulously crafted interior. All of these are feats of engineering. Combining them with near-perfect weight distribution is a feat of amazing. Experience the first-ever 471 horsepower Lexus LC500 or the multi-stage hybrid LC500H. Experience amazing.
This week on ESPN, our game tomorrow night, the Monday night matchup. Buster Posey and the Giants taking on the Mets at Citi Field. Jacob deGrom scheduled to be on the mound for the Mets, 7 o'clock Eastern time, and also streaming live on the ESPN app and watch ESPN. We go to the bottom of the 11th. Tied at 4, Yankees and Cubs. New pitcher for the Yankees, right-hander Adam Warren.
Well, another one of those outstanding members of the Yankee bullpen, off to a great start this year. Strikeout to walk ratio, whip, and ERA, all phenomenal. Fastball usually around 93, slider, change, and an occasional curveball. On to try and extend this game. 9 straight strikeouts now in extra innings between the two clubs.
The last batter to put a ball in play was Ben Zobrist, who grounded out to in the bottom of the 9th.
Was that like 40 minutes ago?
Feels like that, yeah. They're overpowering since then. It'll be Almora, Baez, and Schwarber against Warren. Almora with a big RBI single off Chapman in the 9th inning. And 2. Luis Severino started the game for the Yankees, was outstanding tonight. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, struck out 9, only walked 1. Betances worked the 8th, but then it got away from Chapman badly in the 9th. As he goes 2/3 of an inning, gives up 3 runs, all earned on 3 hits, walked 2, one of them intentionally, hit a batter. That was Rizzo, with the bases loaded to force in the tying run. Joe Girardi's Yankees looked like, I mean, they were on the verge of a win. Took a 3-run lead at the bottom of the 9th. Chapman on the mound, couldn't finish it. And now the Cubs trying to win it here in the bottom of the 11th. Strike three called. 10 straight strikeouts in this game.
Well, he missed his spot with a fastball. A steady diet of sliders for the most part in this at bat, other than the one high fastball. He wanted to go away, down and away. Misses across the plate, but does catch that inside corner. Almora doesn't like it, but he's the first out of the inning.
Now Baez. Broken back, ground ball to short. And Carter digs out the throw from Gregorius for the second out.
Well, we got one in play, guys. Extra innings. Broken bat off the end of the bat. See that bat goes flying. Baez hustling down the line, makes it a pretty close play at first base, but Gregorius with a strong throw over, able to get him. You see it going in all kinds of different places.
So with 2 down now, the batter is Schwarber. 2 for 4 and a walk tonight. Both hits doubles. And a guy who, as we know, will not get cheated. If he decides to swing, he swings to do some damage. Two and 0. Shift on, 3 on the right side. Outfielders deep. Turn him loose.
Absolutely.
Well, especially because there's a trust, even though he's a young hitter, he knows his strike zone. Now he might strike out swinging at pitches, but they're usually within the strike zone, and he can take and recognize as well.
Ball 4. So a man on with 2 down for the reigning National League MVP, Chris Bryant.
Hypothetical here. With Rizzo having gotten hit in his last at bat, you've seen him been flexing the entire night. Does that at all affect what you're doing here with Bryant?
I think I would say no, just because you really don't want the tying run to go to second. So I think you're going to, obviously pitch carefully here to Bryant because he's Chris Bryant, but I don't think you can risk just blatantly pitching around him in the hopes that Rizzo is not feeling right.
Warren facing Bryant. Short lead by Schwarber. 0-2.
This is another pitch at the bottom at the strike zone, but it has that depth to it and keeps going down, and that is a tough pitch. If that can be repeated by Warren,
It's a good job by Romine too of catching that ball, knowing that if he lets it travel, it's going to end up way down low. He kind of beats the break and keeps it at the bottom of the zone to give a good look.
Popped up. Carter. And that's the inning. Bryant retired, and we're going to the 12th.
Being detected was not an option. If I was recognized, the whole operation was blown. The element of surprise was imperative.
Wow. He won't even recognize you. Seriously. I don't even recognize myself.
And thanks to my cash rewards credit card from Navy Federal with never expiring rewards, it's gonna be a killer honeymoon.
Woo! Maui!
Boom.
Open to the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. Navy Federal Credit Union.
We've always been dreamers. We've been a symbol of the future, a standard, a star. But our past is just that. Past. What lies ahead is in our hands. We are pioneers. Making cars that push the limits of imagination. Cars you can drive without your hands. Cars built for tomorrow. So our greatest achievements can't lay behind us, because our destiny lies ahead. That's what it means to drive the world forward. That's what it means to dare.
Here's a look at the Major League action coming your way on ESPN this week. Giants and Mets tomorrow night. Cardinals and Marlins on Wednesday, and then the Astros and the Yankees on Sunday Night Baseball 1 week from tonight. Derek Jeter's jersey number retirement night. You can see the ceremony, the retirement ceremony, will happen pregame during baseball tonight, which comes your way beginning at 6:30 Eastern Time. If you're tuning in looking for Sports Center, we still got a ball game going on here at Wrigley. On to the 12th inning. The Cubs got 3 in the bottom of the 9th to tie it. We now roll on to the 12th. Koji Uehara in for the Cubs.
The former closer for the Red Sox, now pitching on the north side of Chicago for the Cubs, on to try and keep this a tie ball game. Fastball mid upper 80s at times, and the split fingered fastball, which has been such a weapon for him over the years. Occasional cut fastball, but primarily that fastball split. He'll work the fastball to the top of the strike zone effectively.
Well, it's an old cliche in baseball, but tough one for either team to lose tonight. They're both getting on airplanes. They're both heading somewhere else. Yankees are going to Cincinnati. The Cubs will start a road trip out in Colorado tomorrow night. Here's Didi Gregorius. Gregorius, Headley, and Romine, 6, 7, and 8 in the Yankee lineup. Gardner's in the 9 spot. The pitcher spot is in the 5th spot for the Yankees. Gregorius tonight is 0 for 4. Just 6 hits for the Yankees through the first 11 innings. Third and final game of this series between the Yankees and Cubs. The Yankees taking the first 2 games and looked like they were in great shape to sweep the series, up 4-1 going to the bottom of the 9th. Aroldis Chapman coming in, and the Cubs rallied for 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th to tie it. And check swing bouncer to first. Rizzo wins the race. Chapman hitting Rizzo with the bases loaded to force in the tying run after some clutch hits from the likes of John Jay, Albert Almora, Javi Baez. And then after an intentional walk to Chris Bryant, loaded the bases. Chapman, on the first pitch he threw to Rizzo, hit him in the forearm with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Rizzo still feeling continuously opening and closing that hand on defense. He'll lead off the bottom of the 12th.
Headley pops one up down the left field line, and what an effort! Did he come up with it? He's got it! What a catch! Schwarber makes a phenomenal catch!
Wow. He did not break stride, Jess. I mean, talk about fearless. You know, we got the Derek Jeter game next week. This is Derek Jeter-esque as he...
And he knows it's coming. I mean, that's the thing. It's not like you see guys sometimes go over because they're just watching the ball and it just hits them off guard. He knew it was coming. He saw it. And of course, he's a big boy. He took it at the waist, flips over.
I like the wherewithal to right away throw that glove up to say, I got it. Yep. I got it.
to call off the fans.
That's as good as it gets. Rizzo and everybody else wearing a Cubs jersey on the field or off in this ballpark. They love that.
Oh, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of fans that obviously have left as the game has progressed into the 12th, and this place just exploded with that catch.
How much fun are those guys having?
Yeah, right.
And they're all proud of themselves right now.
We helped him get up, you know.
we didn't reach out. We didn't mess with them. Good job, guys. Good job.
Yeah, they're all of them reacting to the story.
That's as good as it gets. 0-2 on Romine. Inning over. Nothing across for the Yankees. What an incredible effort. What an incredible play made by Kyle Schwarber. Hurtling over the brick wall and coming up with the catch to the bottom of the 12th.
Oh, taking some time off.
No, I'm scheduling time to go to the bank to get a mortgage.
Oh, you're using a vacation day to go to the bank?
I know, right?
Just go to lendingtree.com. Get up to 5 loan offers to compare side by side for free.
Wow, that's great. Wait, how did you get in my kitchen?
Oh, I followed a raccoon in through your doggy door.
Get a better mortgage on your schedule, not the bank's. Lending Tree. When banks compete, you win.
Just think of him as a big cat with rabies.
Meet the product development team at Turtle Wax, experts in everyday odors and brains behind new Power Out, a game-changing stain and odor-busting line featuring new OdorX technology, advanced technology that doesn't just mask stains and odors. It eradicates every particle at a molecular level for up to 30 days.
Molecular?
Yes, Katie, molecular. Stains out, odors out, thanks to Power Out. Turtle Wax, trusted innovation inside and out.
Advil liquid gels work so fast, you'll ask, what bad back? What pulled hammy? Advil liquid gels make pain a distant memory. Nothing works faster, stronger, or longer. What? Pain Advil.
You said you wanted to feel better about your cereal. General Mills Big G cereals hear you. That's why we say yes to whole grain as our first ingredient, and no way to high fructose corn syrup. So no matter what your favorite is, you can feel good about General Mills Big G cereals.
Schwarber with a remarkable play in the top half of the inning. Disappearing over the wall, coming up with the ball. And look at the love he is getting from Cub fans down the line. And not a nick on him. And look at the reaction of the outfield as he made his way back to left field after that catch. That was something. That was something. The only thing that would be more poetic is if he led off the bottom half of the inning, but that's not the way the lineup's working out. Rizzo is leading off the bottom half of the inning.
Then you could have said, every time you see a great play.
You know, Aaron, how often does a guy who makes a great play lead off the next half inning?
To which I would say,
roughly 1 in 9. Rizzo leading it off. Batting gloves back on after he tried an at-bat without them. Miguel Montero is in the on-deck circle in the pitcher's spot. Addison Russell due up third. Lined into right field, a base hit. Going to get all the way into the corner. And Rizzo's on his way to second base with a leadoff double.
Anthony Rizzo. 92 down in the zone, but how explosive he is with his body is what drives this all the way to the wall, allowing him to get to second base. And even you look at that top hand, that's where he got hit, and this is the key. That forearm coming through this pitch is what brings
that may be the best swing he's had all week after he got smoked in the forearm with 100 miles an hour.
Isn't that how it works, though?
Oh, man.
You get hit, and all of a sudden.
And I was wondering there on the 2-0, like, will he be taking because of the forearm? You let it eat.
Leadoff man at second. Here's Montero. Is he going to be bunting?
I just don't think he does it very often, although his body language would say he is. Yeah, I just don't think he's done it much in his career, and as a left-handed hitter, he's definitely looking for something that he can at least pull in this situation, coupled with the fact that he's off to a great start this season with that 400 average and some damage.
Last sacrifice for him, 2011. Then he hit a ground ball to the right side. Rizzo still in pain. Swing and the contact may have intensified that pain. High fly ball to left. Gardner back, makes the catch. Tagging Rizzo. Throw to third, not in time.
And what a great read by Anthony Rizzo. He came off the bag about 6-7 feet and then hovered right next to it, but he read Brett Gardner. You see where he's at. He flips his body around and he reads Gardner, comes back, and he sees where the momentum is taking him, and as a left-handed throwing left fielder, he knows he's got a great shot, even though he doesn't have a lot of speed, because where the momentum is taking Gardner doesn't allow him to get enough on the throw and offline for him to get into third base.
So the infield forced in for the Yankees with a winning run 90 feet away for Addison Russell.
And even though that was a half swing right there, that's not a pitch you want to go after. With that infield in, Warren's going to try and just get you to nibble or get you to chase that slider down away where he can get some weak contact, or the fastball in where he can tie you up. As a hitter, you just want to get him on the plate, out over the plate. You don't have to do a lot with it. Anything in the air is your friend.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. Infield in. Outfielders have come in very shallow as well. Ellsbury in center field does not have a good arm at all. He is in really shallow. To do anything he can to increase his chances of throwing out Rizzo if Russell lifts a fly ball in his direction. Gardner the deepest of the three in the outfield.
Well, if you're Russell here, you know he wants to get you out with that slider down the way. If he shows you a fastball here, it's just going to be elevated and probably in.
1-2. Lays off down and away.
And right here with 2 strikes, putting the ball in play is everything. You cannot afford a strikeout. With less than 2 outs, you have Rizzo on third. So many options to get him in if you can make contact with this pitch.
Cubs already have 3 walk-off wins this year. 5 times they've won a game in which they trailed by 3 or more runs. 2-2. Upstairs, full count.
And now it's right back to the slider down and away. Warren's had great feel with it all night long. He's commanded it down the way there. And that pitch was just to get to this one, to where worst case he walks him, but hopefully he gets the chase or down the way gets weak contact.
Strike 3 called. Russell can't believe it.
Well, it's not a strike. The ball is in. And he goes to the slider, but he goes in. He goes in there by design. And what he did was he set up this pitch with a couple of fastballs, knowing that Russell took those heaters in off the plate. He wanted to start it on that, in that same tunnel, and then slider it to the inside corner. It didn't get back to the inside corner on K-zone, but they got the call.
Intentional walk issued to Jay. First and third now, 2 down, and it'll be up to Wilson Contreras. There goes Jay. He'll take second, and it's ball 1 to Contreras. So that takes the force off at second. Defensive indifference, the call on Jay taking second base. Contreras 0 for 5, 3 strikeouts. Has struck out in each of his last 3 at bats. And a strike.
And with Contreras really struggling at the plate right now, struggling early in the season, the one thing you can't rule out, he handles the bat and is a good athlete and can run. So Headley staying true, even with the bag down there at third base, at least respecting the possibility that he would drop one down.
Rizzo the winning run at third, Jay at second, 2 down in the bottom of the 12th. One and 2. Joe Maddon's Cubs scoring 3 in the bottom of the 9th to tie it. Lead-off double by Rizzo here in the 12th. Montero's fly ball got him to third. Russell called out on strikes on a pitch that looked to be inside. Intentional walk to Jay. Now Contreras. Carter's got it. And we will go to the 13th. The Cubs cannot cash in on a golden opportunity in the bottom of the 12th.
How did you get out of that plane? There's not a single scratch on your body.
You are alive because of what you've discovered. She selected you as the vessel for the ultimate evil. What's happening to me? The very essence of evil calls to you now.
Rated PG-13. Juan Rodriguez Chavez and his family fought to become American citizens. He wasn't born here, but that fact never once crossed his mind. The 4 times he put himself in harm's way to save the men who were. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from, it matters what you're made of. Modelo Especial, brewed with a fighting spirit.
This Mother's Day, every kiss does begin with K. Where for the first time ever, everything is 30% off. Like bolo bracelets for layering, her soon-to-be favorite new earrings, and a stack of rings for her to mix and match. 30% off everything. May 4th through 14th, only at K, the #1 jewelry store for mom.
Every kiss begins with K.
Quite a ball game tonight here at Wrigley Field. The Yankees and the Cubs. Javier Baez with a home run for the Cubs. Boy, that seems like a long time ago. Jacoby Ellsbury with a home run for the Yankees that upped their lead to 4-1. But then the Cubs get 3 in the bottom of the 9th. The tying run scoring as Aroldis Chapman hit. Anthony Rizzo with the bases loaded. Kyle Schwarber with an incredible catch in extra innings. And we're still going here in Chicago. We're into the 13th inning right now, as the Yankees and the Cubs remain tied at 4. Really nice outings by Luis Severino and John Lester. A tough one, a rough one for Aroldis Chapman. And there's been a lot of swinging and missing and a lot of called third strikes. And we're still going here. New pitcher for the Cubs. here in the 13th inning.
How about 35 strikeouts between both these teams?
Here is Mike Montgomery, who picked up the save in Game 7 of the World Series last year for the Cubs. A guy who's done a really nice job in relief and could in fact find himself in the rotation pretty soon for the Cubs.
Yeah, certainly a possibility with Anderson going on the disabled list. So the Cubs now with that 5th starter at this time. Fastball, low mid-90s, curveball, cutter, and changeup. Remember, the Cubs played 13 innings Thursday against the Phillies, so that bullpen, which we've talked about, who has been leaned on heavily here early in the season, even after the strong outing by Lester with extra innings here, is going to be used again heavily tonight.
Yeah, in the last 7 days, Brett Anderson started 2 games and got a total of 5 outs. So that added to the stress on that bullpen.
And they're going to Colorado tomorrow.
Last 14 Yankee batters in a row have been retired in this game as Gardner takes a little bit low. It'll be Gardner, Ellsbury, and Hicks, 9, 1, and 2 in the Yankee lineup. Gardner with a home run on Friday gave the Yankees a lead in the top of the 9th, and the lead stood up in that game. Takes low again. If you're looking for Sports Center, it is over on ESPN 2 right now. The latest on the NBA playoffs, Stanley Cup playoffs. Busy day in Major League Baseball, of course. We are still going here, 13th inning at Wrigley. Fouled off, full count.
And of course, Sunday means the end of the fantasy week, where
Hum
Babies took down Team Mendoza. How'd the Schlues do this week?
Schlues were victorious, up to 3-2.
Of course, the Hum Babies are my fantasy club.
Who'd you lose to last week?
Schlues.
By like a
Thanks,
mercy
Jess.
rule?
Oh yeah. Triple digits.
I'm 4-1 though.
Yeah.
I had Buster last week.
Base hit, Gardner. Leadoff man aboard for the Yankees here in the 13th inning.
Well, Gardner now with a couple of hits since coming on. One back up the middle, this time the other way. And of course, with speed over there at first base, always a threat.
So we'll see how the Yankees decide to play it. Bryant's way in on the grass at third. And Ellsbury can handle the bat. Soft toss to first.
With that, you're just showing Gardner you'll come over there, obviously trying to keep him close, but also seeing if maybe Ellsbury will tip his hand if he is shortening up on the bat. And if Ellsbury was bunting in this situation, I don't think early in the count it would be a straight sacrifice. It might be something where he's kind of
bunts through it.
I think trying to be fine with it to where he's trying to get on, but also worst case you move him along. And that pitch up and out of the zone, not a real good effort.
Ellsbury pulls the bat back, a ball and a strike.
And that was more of the straight sacrifice, where now with a strike he's squaring around and just wanting to make sure he gets that down.
Takes away ball 2.
And Bryant's in there really aggressively, which normally I love. I don't think third basemen get in there aggressively enough at times. But the one thing that makes this tough is you've got speed at home plate and at first base. And if you get in there too much, you got a guy that can swing the bat as well.
3 times in a row he's pulled the bat back, and it's now 3 balls and a strike.
Contreras talking to Joe West. That's another pitch that looked like maybe it caught the bottom of the strike zone. Goes against the Cubs.
Bunted foul. Full count on Ellsbury. So how far does Bryant back up? And is there any chance with this count that the Yankees would still keep it on?
I don't think he's bunting anymore. Especially it looks like he was struggling to do it. The question is Gardner off and running? With no outs and the lefty, I don't think so.
He squares and he gets it down. And he will wind up with the sacrifice. Joe Girardi kept it on with a 3-2 count. Gardner up to second.
Well, maybe Bryant backing off freed him up a little more. A much better effort here. He puts it down straight at the pitcher. No chance, obviously, to get the lead runner with speed and Gardner. Able to get Ellsbury, but now the go-ahead run in scoring position for the Yankees.
Contreras out to the mound. Chris Bosio, the pitching coach, coming out as well. Aaron Hicks will be the batter. Chris Carter is on deck.
Aaron Hicks, red hot. Chris Carter didn't look good tonight. I got to believe they're thinking about pitching around him.
Yeah, no question. The one thing that complicates it, though, is with just 1 out, you've got Starlin Castro then looming, and then Gary Sanchez would be the pinch hitter in the pitcher's spot. So it's one thing to get to Carter, but you've got trouble waiting behind him.
So let's see how the Cubs go about it. Good speed out at second and Gardner. Tie game, top of the 13th. And the batter, Aaron Hicks. Switch hitter batting from the right side against the lefty Montgomery. Boy, the Cubs had a chance in the bottom of the 12th. Leadoff double by Rizzo. He takes third on a fly ball there with 1 out, but they can't get him home. Debatable strike call ringing up Addison Russell figuring into the equation.
I like what Montgomery did there. 1 out here. You got to pay a lot of attention to Gardner, who would love to get to third. And that little spin move bluff, you at least show him you're aware of him, show him you're thinking about him, so he can't just walk into a huge lead and get to third with less than 2 outs.
Foul to back, and it's 1-2 on Hicks. We should remember that a couple of key players are out of the game, just taken out in double switches with all the changes we've had. Aaron Judge is out of the game for the Yankees. Ben Zobrist is no longer in the game for the Cubs. Gary Sanchez, bat in hand, just in case he gets called upon this inning. Montgomery's got it. They got Gardner hung up. And they will get him, but taking second on the play is Hicks.
Well, it's a good job by both Gardner and Hicks. First of all, Montgomery does a good job of handling his position, and with Gardner taking off there, he knows at that point his job is just to stay in the rundown to at least get Hicks to second base and into scoring position. Mission accomplished. No issue with Gardner taking off, as that ball, if it gets by Montgomery, has a chance to get back through the middle, and you don't lose anything with Hicks hustling all the way, gets himself into scoring position.
So now Chris Carter led the National League in home runs last year. As a member of the Brewers, hit 41 homers, but only hit .222, struck out over 200 times, was non-tendered by the Brewers in the offseason, and wound up very late in the offseason signing a one-year deal with the Yankees. With Greg Bird on the DL now, figures to get a decent opportunity to play first base. One for 7, 3 strikeouts in his career against Montgomery. Go ahead run at second with 2 down. Popped up. Here comes Rizzo, and cannot make a play. Up on top of the dugout.
Remember, it's the forearm there for Rizzo, but he does a good job of finding where he's at. Realize he's not reaching, but you can tell even after his reaction after this that he's definitely still in a bit of pain as he closes and clenches that fist again on that left hand.
Here's the 1-2. Got him. Montgomery strikes out Carter to end the inning. We will go to the bottom of the 13th. Almora, Baez, and Schwarber for the Cubs.
If you have moderate to severe ulcerative colitis or Crohn's, and your symptoms have left you with the same view, it may be time for a different perspective. If other treatments haven't worked well enough, ask your doctor about Entyvio, the only biologic developed and approved just for UC and Crohn's. Entyvio works by focusing right in the GI tract to help control damaging inflammation and is clinically proven to begin helping many patients achieve both symptom relief as well as remission. Infusion and serious allergic reactions can happen during or after treatment. Entyvio may increase risk of infection, which can be serious. While not reported with Entyvio, PML, a rare serious brain infection caused by a virus, may be possible. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, experience frequent infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Liver problems can occur with Entyvio. If your UC or Crohn's medication isn't working for you, ask your gastroenterologist about Entyvio. Entyvio, relief and remission within reach.
Families may trust nursing homes to provide a safe environment and quality care for their loved ones. But it is important to know the warning signs of abuse and neglect. Warning signs may include broken bones, bed sores, and malnutrition. If you suspect a loved one is suffering abuse or neglect, you can speak with an attorney to help protect their rights.
Call Sokolov Law for a free legal consultation. 1-800-428-1738. That's 1-800-428-1738. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
Mary and Shirley both need oxygen. Shirley lost her freedom the day she went on oxygen, but Mary has the brand new ultra-compact Inogen 1 G4 oxygen concentrator from Inogen. It's the smallest and lightest model we've ever made, so she'll always have the oxygen she needs anytime, anywhere. The sooner you call, the sooner you can reclaim the freedom and independence you deserve. Call now for your 30-day risk-free trial.
Call 1-800-615-5452. There's no obligation. 1-800-615-5452.
Due up third. And the new pitcher for the New York Yankees is right-hander Jonathan Holder.
Holder's done a nice job as part of that Yankees bullpen this year. You see the really strong strikeout to walk ratio, 11 strikeouts, just 1 walk, on for the 13th time. Fastball, cut fastball, and a curveball.
And more changes for the Yankees. Gary Sanchez is now into catch. Austin Romine has gone to first. Carter is out of the game, so you can put Holder in Carter's spot, which was the last out of the top of the 13th inning. And here's Almora. Pops the first pitch up. Romine may have a play, and he does. And now Baez. Does he have a little bit more of a flair for the dramatic in him tonight after what he's already done in this game? Strike one. So the only remaining position player for the Cubs is Jason Hayward, who's got a finger injury. As Baez pops it up, Castro going back. And the only remaining position player for the Yankees is Ronald Torreyes. There is Hayward, bat in hand. Don't know if he's available. Not considered to be a serious injury, but enough to keep him out of the lineup the last couple of days. A knuckle injury suffered trying to make a catch. Meanwhile, two very quick outs for Holder here in the 13th, and here's Schwarber. Schwarber, 2 doubles, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. And a great catch. Going over the brick wall down the left field line. Big cut in the foul back, 0-2.
And that might be the first straight fastball that Holder's thrown this inning. One thing he's done, as he's done all season long, is come in pounding the strike zone. We've seen the cutter, we've seen the curveball, and there we saw the 94-mile-an-hour fastball right in the middle of the plate. But Schwarber just misses it, and that's something he's been doing a lot of here in the early season, missing that pitch, just fouling off that pitch. That's normally a pitch he'll put into play with authority.
Driven to deep right center field. Ellsbury has room and makes the catch on the edge of the track. And the inning is over. To the 14th in Chicago.
You know 7-Up goes great with punch, but try mixing it with fresh cut fruit and sangria. It's the perfect drink for when you go raving in the desert. Like that time you told your wife you were at the regional sales conference.
Wait, what?
Remember, last March with Steve? Or use it to make a white wine spritzer, perfect for hanging out with 2 Chainz.
I love your rap music.
I have a helicopter.
Ooh.
We should be going. You don't like boats?
I like boats, and I love all these 7-Up mixed drinks. 7-Up, mix it up a little.
At Lincoln, we're all about making things simpler for you. Like imagine having your vehicle serviced from the comfort of your own home. Introducing complimentary Lincoln pickup and delivery servicing. Because the most important luxury of all is time. Pickup and delivery servicing on the entire family of Lincoln luxury vehicles, including a complimentary Lincoln loaner.
With E-Trade's powerful trading tools right at your fingertips, you have access to in-depth analysis, level 2 data, and a team of experienced traders ready to help you if you need it. It's like having the power of a trading floor wherever you are. It's your trade. E-Trade. Start trading today at etrade.com.
Sunday night baseball. Monday night back east at this point. Way back when John Lester started it for the Cubs and delivered 7 very strong innings for them. Luis Severino matched him with 7 equally good innings for the Yankees. Javier Baez with a home run for the Cubs. Aaron Hicks still looking for it. Aaron Judge had an RBI triple. But then Aroldis Chapman, who inherited a 3-run lead going to the bottom of the ninth, gave up 3 runs, hitting Anthony Rizzo to force in the tying run. With the bases loaded, Kyle Schwarber, great catch in extra innings. And we're still going. If you like extra baseball, you've come to the right place. We're going to the 14th inning. Some people have decided they got to get home. They got to get up for work in the morning. Others have decided they're in it for the long haul tonight here on the north side.
I just turned my heating pad back on.
They automatically turn off.
Starlin Castro leads it off against Mike Montgomery. If you're looking for SportsCenter, it's currently airing on ESPN2. Castro, Sanchez, and Gregorius against Montgomery. Chopper back towards the mound, 1 down. Here comes Gary Sanchez, his first at bat of the night. After coming on defensively an inning ago, 24-year-old from the Dominican Republic took baseball by storm late last year, hitting 20 home runs in 53 games. And pretty amazing when a guy only plays a third of the season and winds up finishing second in Rookie of the Year balloting behind Michael Fulmer of the Tigers. Yankee fans pretty excited about the potential 1-2 combo of Judge and Sanchez for many, many years. They're dreaming about lots of home runs. Breaking ball misses low, and Montgomery falls behind 2-0. Two pretty talented young catchers right here.
Yeah.
Contreras and Sanchez.
Yes.
Well put.
Turn him loose. If he wants to.
Oh, you weren't talking about young catchers. You
Yeah.
were anticipating my question.
Yes.
Turn him loose.
He was taken all the way.
No need to ask the question now. Three-one curveball at the bottom end of the zone.
I don't care if this one lights up the K zone. This is a tough one to take as a hitter. You can see it go down.
Not where it's caught, where it crosses, right? Ball 4. So Sanchez takes the walk with 1 out of the 14th inning, and that'll bring up Didi Gregorius. The Yankees 19-9 on the season. The Cubs 16-14. The Yankees at the moment tied with the Orioles atop the American League East as Gregorius sends a fly ball to center field. Easy play, Almora, 2 down. How about the job the bullpens have done since the game's gone to extra innings?
Well, that's in this season. That's been 2 of the strengths of these 2 clubs. Is the bullpens have been excellent, especially for the Yankees. And outside of Chapman having his real first hiccup of the season, the rest of the pen for both sides have been outstanding.
Here's Headley. Bundled up and in it right to the finish.
Chase Headley in his 6th at bat. He's been swinging the bat well, but tonight 2 strikeouts, 0 for 5. This is sometimes when you're a hitter and you do want the night to end. You're not seeing it well at the plate.
Peel to first, he didn't go. 2-1.
Like a little changeup running down and away, and Headley went at it violently, but I would say he held up there. Good call down there by Hunter Wendelstedt.
In there for a strike, 2-2. Montgomery in his 2nd inning of work. It's the Hardy Souls who are still here tonight here at Wrigley, making as much noise as they can. Contreras couldn't squeeze it, so we'll do it all over again.
I mean, you're getting a great look at why Montgomery is tough to hit. I mean, he gets such a good angle, kind of over the top, tall guy, and he throws everything. And it's not, you know, he's a little wild in the zone with it, but he mixes fastball, curveball, cutter, change. You don't really get a feel for what he's going to throw you.
And with Brett Anderson going on the DL with a lower back issue, a really good chance that Montgomery moves into the rotation for the Cubs. Either that or Eddie Butler currently pitching at AAA.
You know, he certainly could move into the starting rotation, but you know, he's just so valuable in wearing many different hats and filling many different roles on a given night. As you look at that motion on a change-up grip there, kind of over the top, and creates that good angle.
Contreras applies the tag. Headley strikes out, and the inning is over. To the bottom of the 14th, Chris Bryant will lead it off. Anthony Rizzo due up 2nd. We are tied at 4.
Make it a legend. Make every day game day. Now a grill as passionate as you, as tough as you, as mobile as you. Now featuring your favorite college teams. Your team, your grill. A serious grill for serious fans. Get your grill at legendbbqgrills.com.
Looking sharp, Len. Who's the lucky lady?
I'm going to the bank to discuss a mortgage.
See, you need a loan, you put on a suit, you go crawling to the bank. This is how I dress to get a mortgage. I just go to Lending Tree. I calculate how much home I can afford. I get multiple offers to compare side by side. And the best part is, the banks come crawling to me.
Everything you need to get a better mortgage. Clothing optional. Lending Tree. When banks compete, you win.
Okay.
Awkward.
It's a nail biter here in Indy.
No OT tonight. Ball game.
With the smooth finish.
Real smooth.
When you got flow, you know. New Gatorade Flow. All the flavor with a new smooth finish.
At shortstop, number 2, Derek Jeter. Number 2.
Sunday Night Baseball next week. Astros and Yankees. The retirement of Derek Jeter's number 2. The ceremony during baseball tonight, 6:30 Eastern Time. First pitch just after 7:30 Eastern Time from the Yankee Stadium. That is assuming that this game is over.
I say we roll right into it, right?
Hardly any point going home between games.
That's right.
Yankees and Cubs to the bottom of the 14th. Bryant, Rizzo, and a pinch hitter. 2nd inning of work for Jonathan Holder on the mound for the Yankees. Bryant tonight is 1 for 5 with an intentional walk. And he takes one right down the middle for a strike.
How about to end the inning for the Cubs? Last inning, Schwarber, that shot. Any other park where the wind's not blowing in? This whole stadium thought that was game over.
Chased well off the plate, and it's 0-2. Cubs got 3 in the bottom of the 9th to tie it. And they're still going here in the 14th. Sanchez slides way outside, and Holder hits the spot. Bryant has gone on 3 pitches.
Well, Holder continues to fill up that strike zone with that little cutter slider he's got. Now 10 pitches since coming on, 9 of them for strikes.
Here's Anthony Rizzo. Pitcher spot due up next. Only remaining position players, Jason Hayward, who, as we mentioned, has a knuckle injury, so he's obviously not available. And look who it is. It's Jake Arrieta.
What's surprising about this is Arrieta is scheduled to pitch in Colorado tomorrow.
Yep.
And oftentimes when a club has a night game, that starting pitcher will fly to the visiting city usually before the start of the game even.
Guys, that was pitch number 450 in this game.
That's all?
Doesn't seem like much over 425 up here. Joe West has had a long night behind the plate, calling a lot of pitches.
A lot of squats.
And right as I mentioned that Holder's been filling up the strike zone, three straight out of the zone.
Turn him loose.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But he
Taking
might
all
be.
the way.
He might be.
He might be sore. He is
sore.
sore. Yeah.
And I don't. If I recall, I think Rizzo's one of those guys that doesn't love swinging on his own. It'll be interesting to see if Rizzo's in the lineup tomorrow and see how that forearm reacts overnight.
Draws the walk. So here comes Arrieta, one of the better hitting pitchers in the game. 2 home runs last year, 2 home runs the year before that. Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, is on his way out, probably just to say to Jonathan Holder, you do know this guy can really swing the bat, right?
And also to remind him that Anthony Rizzo over there, you can't forget about him. 4 stolen bases already on the season, and if he senses, you know, you tend to not think of him as a base stealer, but if he, you know, notices you not paying attention, he'll time it up and take off on you as he continues to show discomfort with that forearm. Talking to Brandon Hyde, the first base coach over there, and holding on to it, clearly bothering him.
Guys, I think the Cubs are taking a new tactic from the dugout. All of a sudden this half inning, you're seeing a bunch of sunflower seeds go shooting out toward the foul line from the Cubs dugout. It's like rally seeds.
Whatever it takes, right? Here's Arrieta, as we mentioned, one of the better hitting pitchers in the game. Sunflower seeds all over the place.
Saw some gum.
Rizzo at first, 1 down. Curveball buckles him a bit, 0-1.
I don't think he was expecting you'd see that kind of curveball at almost midnight with him going tomorrow.
It's a little respect, though, for Arrieta.
Absolutely. Brandon Hyde just walked over and whispered something in the ear of Rizzo, probably just to give him the time that Holder is to home plate.
The 0-2, and he got him on 3 pitches, 2 down. So now Addison Russell will come up. Great job by Holder so far. Russell tonight 0 for 4 with a couple of walks. And it was Russell at the plate in the 12th with Rizzo at third and one down, who took a pitch that looked like it was inside. Joe West rung him up, strike 3 call.
It was also Russell who started the rally in the 9th to get the walk with 2 strikes, scored the first run. First of 3 that tied the game.
Holder, the 6th pitcher of the night for the Yankees. Cubs have used 6 as well. 4-4 in the 14th. Curveball fouled back, and it's 0-2. Yankees took a 4-1 lead to the bottom of the 9th. We're 3 outs away from a sweep. Out of play. Everybody's getting along. Yankee fans, Cub fans. We saw the same kind of thing with Cub fans and Red Sox fans last week at Fenway. Runner goes, swing and a miss. That'll end the inning. That's the 40th strikeout in the ball game tonight. It's a new Wrigley Field record. And as we all know, this ballpark's been around a long, long time. To the 15th.
Got a man behind that wall?
I don't think so.